What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another watch along presentation here from the Simply Reliable Studios. It is I, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, being joined tonight by the simple man with the spectacular voice, Noah Foster, as we prepare once again to go to where there are no limits within the reality of wrestling. How are we doing tonight, Noah?
It's Monday night. Usually that means sleep, so this is different to say the least. I'm doing all right. Voice still recovering, of course, from the past weekend of calls that we did and sinus headache and humidity aside. But it should be a fun time. First time exploring reality of wrestling with you here tonight, and I'm very happy to see La Princesa, Tiffany hopefully snatch and get the better of Queen Sharmell because never could stand her. And this should certainly be something different where I don't have to work as hard. So it's nice to lay back, even in a half wakened state, to explore a different territory of wrestling as I do usually on a Sunday basis. So it's good to see, and this should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was telling you very briefly before we hit the live button here, traditionally this is a Walter and I thing.
Hmm.
Walter's been MIA for a few weeks. I'm sure most of you guys out there, our viewing audience, have noticed. He's been handling some personal stuff, but we could not put this off any more than we already did. The show took place on Saturday evening as Backlash was going on, as MLW was having their show, their Azteca Lucha show. There was a lot of wrestling going on Saturday night.
All the
And
wrestling.
between, like I said, Backlash, between my work schedule, we had to push this a couple of days because I, either directly or indirectly, and even Tiffany herself has said that I stirred the pot some.
Right.
You know, I'm either indirectly or directly responsible for this match taking place. When I interviewed La Princesa, I had asked her, now that she's doing stuff with Reality of Wrestling, if there was ever going to be a time when she was going to do something with Sharmell, Queen Sharmell and La Princesa. It just seems like it writes itself. And she told me at the end of the interview that she had to make a call because I had given her an idea. Fast forward to the next ROW show, she calls Sharmell out. She shoves her, pushes her down to the mat, and everything just kind of started to spiral from there. La Princesa was banned from the arena for some time, couldn't even go to training at the arena, had to find her own avenues for practices and whatnot. And it all culminates here tonight, or Saturday night, technically. And that's the main reason we're here. Television champion AJ Francis defends his title against the former champion Chandler Hopkins. TNT, the Sons of Devon Dudley, look to challenge Fly Def for the Ring of Honor, or not Ring of Honor, Reality of
What?
Wrestling. I keep wanting to go there because ROW, ROH, like
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah.
easy to fall into
It's a
that
pretty.
trap.
About to say it's really easy to do that. I hold nothing against you.
But they're looking to challenge Fly Def for the Reality of Wrestling tag titles. Vert Vixen is going to challenge Kaya Dream for the ROW Women's Championship. Zilla Fatu has a face to face with his next challenger, Ryan Davison, and so much more. There's a number one contendership match for the women's title. There's WWE ID tournament matches. And without any further delay, let's go ahead. We're going to hit the play button. If you guys want to watch along, Title Match Network is where you do it. There should be a link in the description across all the channels here. I think it's either $9.99 or $14.99 a month for a monthly subscription. You get access to all of the products that they stream there. A lot of them Texas based, as Reality of Wrestling is. But we're going to hit play in three, two, one, play.
TitleMatchNetwork.com.
And we are underway.
Okay then.
Got our ring announcer in the ring doing a little merch shill.
Buy the merch, 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 buy a shirt.
Hey,
Gotta sell.
you know better than anybody when it comes to independent wrestling, merch is the key. That is how the talent makes a good chunk of their money.
Oh, I'm absolutely. You're not going to get no argument from me. You kidding me? Even if people don't wear the shirt, and I don't see why many people actually wear the shirts, buying the merch is how you put that love and support into those that you want to see follow their dream, ascend to greatness on the biggest stages of them all. Not just WWE, but Maple Leaf Pro, TNA, AEW, and House of Glory, and MLW for that matter. The biggest possible companies on the scene here on the Western Front before they go on excursion out to the UK, Mexico, or even Japan and
Yeah.
other places. I'm just, going off the top of my head here, thinking about,
It's funny you mentioned that because I filmed my stuff today for the No DQ roundtable.
mm,
And, your question about where WWE should branch off to next was a very excellent one. And I hope you enjoy the way I answered it. I'll leave it at that.
I didn't know I came up with something like that, but thank you. I was like, question, did. I was just half my brain that night. As I do sometimes, keeping it simple. But thank you for that. Again, I'm just all about exploring the industry, not focusing on just one company.
Of
So
course.
again, this should be fun. And as we branch out into other promotions here, not just RLW but HOG, I'm sure others will be added down the line. For all we know, we might do a Maple Leaf Pro. They just had a big show also on Saturday. Congratulations, by the way, to Shell Shaw, the first ever Maple Leaf Pro women's champion, I believe, under this inauguration, or if ever. Freaking Pro Wrestling Eve, of course, the grunge, punk, steam-worthy all women's promotion in the UK, ran by Stu and Will Ospreay, and I believe our name's Emily. Of course, Siri will take the IWGP Women's Championship there and defend that against Alex Windsor. Looking very forward to that match. Send Marvelous, working with Marigold, of course, in Japan. Again, this is the type of stuff that I do outside of what people do Western Front wise here on weeknights. If not on a Sunday, it's what I do. I just randomly look at other promotions and matches throughout YouTube. Still got to find a way to look up Rev Pro, to look up Kanji, who I followed since Defiant Wrestling, how she took on Mercedes Monet for the Undisputed Women's Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship, because I'm sure that was a big opportunity for her.
Oh,
And
I'm sure.
yeah, and there's the announcement about La Princesa. The booze raining out.
Oh, yeah. I love how much of a heel La Princesa is.
As she should be, damn it. Crowd chanting Queen. 15 years. Gum. About to say, it's going to be a rousing reception. Is that supposed to be the main event? Because I see that was the thumbnail.
I think it should be. I mean,
I think it should.
it's the biggest story going in here, and Zilla Fatu isn't wrestling, so it definitely should be the main event. If it's not, I'm going to be a little peeved.
Yeah, I would say you're not only did La Princesa and you get gypped, I think I got gypped for my first ever RLW thing. And again, shout out to Rage Wrestling Walter Cruz. Take care, bro. Please, folks, subscribe, support my friends, subscribe to Rage Wrestling, subscribe to Bag for Wrestling, subscribe to all the channels here at the Super Lava Studios. We're only here to remind you and encourage you to judge life and enjoy wrestling too. It's as simple as that. And of course, as far as Texas promotions goes, I of course watch Dustin Rhodes Association sometimes. You talk about Vert Vixen. I believe Vert Vixen is still the Dustin Rhodes Association Women's World Champion. Playing?
National anthem.
Ah, yes, of course.
I love that there's independents that still use the anthem to kick things off.
As they should, damn it. Nice rendition. I'm not gonna lie though, that backlash person, she beyond killed it. That was one of the best renditions I ever heard of our anthem. That singer from Backlash was beyond phenomenal.
Nice. I still haven't even watched Backlash. Hopefully, I'll get to it in the next couple of days.
Well, again, timing and priorities are passions, my friend. But if you know me and you know the ways of the simple man, wrestling does not have a timeline despite when it's live or pre recorded. I will talk about anything, anytime, as a quick post on the X. All
Oh,
right,
I
so let's see what
definitely
we kick
know
things off.
that.
Let's see what we kick things off here with. Of course, Best of the Juniors resume on May 14th. I'm all caught up on that. Good first 2 days of action there. I gotta see what's going on in Pro and Noah here as well too. If I can't watch it, I can read it.
First, bringing out the commentators.
Okay.
They get their own introductions, which I think is kind of nice too. Give the commentators the respect they deserve as the voices of the company.
Oh, okay. Let's see. We'll start here with shortly. I recently was rewatching New Texas Pro Wrestling, Roxanne Perez, aka Roxy, versus Killer Kelly for the New Texas Pro Championship. Still one of my favorite matches when she was on the independent scene as the Women of Honor champion.
Nice.
You were talking about NWA, of course. Aaron Stevens or Aaron Rex, whatever his last name is. I can't keep track of everything anymore. He's challenging Tom Latimer, of course, for that NWA World Championship, and of course, we're still waiting for Kenzie Page versus Natalia for the Burke, the NWA Women's World Championship.
That's going to be this weekend.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like we're finally getting our first dose of action here. I feel like I'm just virtually in the audience right now watching this. I'm like, who is this guy that looks like he might as well be out of a boxing ring?
Well, this is Terrell Tempo, and he's going to be taking on Ice Williams, who is a WWE ID prospect, a star of Evolve. You probably remember seeing him as part of the FSW show,
Yeah, I
the
recognize him.
Benefit for Bay.
Yeah, he was in the Fatal 4-Way, I believe, turned into a Fatal 5-Way against the Radar de Papi, Danny Limelight, for the FSW Championship. So Ice Williams is definitely somebody that can go. And if you definitely have WWE watching you, every match matters. So I think the pressure is more on Ice Williams than it is on Terrell Temple. I mean, if he might have the more local, I would think, home front favor.
Well, but to that point, if Terrell Tempo can get a victory over Ice Williams, then maybe the WWE will have their eyes on him as well.
Well, I always say every match is a learning experience, but nowadays with WWE spreading their brand more than ever with this ID program, every match could literally be a match that could scout you part of their development system. You talked about, of course, how he's been involved on Evolve. Of course, the Prime Minister Stevie Turner's announcement now has revealed the brand new Evolve Men's and Women's Championships.
Yep, it's another championship in the WWE ecosystem, but we won't go down that rabbit hole to Wonderland.
What are you talking about? I'm just talking about how the titles were revealed. I'm not trying to bring up any open mic night conversations. For those folks, please stay tuned for the Saturday Shenanigans hosted weekly Saturday night for regular Jay Williams. Bell rings are underway here for this first match. Speaking of WID, shout out to Kylie Ray. Tremendous effort against Michelle Shaw for the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling Women's Championship this past Saturday.
Starting off simple here. Tempo backing Ice Williams into the corner.
And now he's asking him pretty much to either meet him in the middle of the ring or he's drawing away. Another stiff condable tie up here. Let's look at the tail of the tape here. Both of these men with a similar body build. There's a schoolboy and a 2 count.
Ice Williams telling Terrell Tempo that he was that close to getting beaten so early. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Well, JJ, you and I both know, as a former competitor yourself, this is a game about inches. All you need is 3 seconds. The likes of what we saw this past weekend across 5 different various promotions, that could not be more definitive than what Lyra Valkyria did against Becky Lynch, successfully retaining her WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Absolutely.
That's a stiff side headlight there as Ice Williams creates separation and taken down with a shoulder block by Terrell Temple. And the drop down, Terrell Temple off the ropes. Ice Williams rolling away towards the agility. Oh, and a nice hip toss takeover.
Beautiful arm drag, Steamboat-esque.
We say that so many times about certain wrestlers when it comes to the position and timing and execution of a proper arm drag takeover. Nice Monty Straw cradle and a 2 count, and still maintains hold of the body, trapping the head.
But for me, Steamboat had one of the prettiest arm drags in the business. So when I see one executed to perfection, then that's automatically what I think of.
That's one of those things like, what's the status quo when it comes to perfecting the arm bar? You know, there's so many people that could be an intimidation. There's only one that's a true great. So you're giving Ice Williams that level of endorsement right there. Probably goes to, again, why WWE right now has ID'd him.
Absolutely.
That much promise. Nice drop kick. Goes in the cover with the far leg. It's a 2 count. To your point, since that arm drag, Ice Williams has been pretty much in control of this match.
Until now, Tempo with the shoulder thrusts to Ice in the corner here.
I'm about to say, though, again, Terrell Temple, though, this isn't his first rodeo here at Reality of Wrestling. Why, again, to your point, Ice Williams has been more of a known freelancer. Despite the WEID marquee, like you said, we saw this guy, of course, the Benefit, previous challenger for the FSW Heavyweight Championship. And that big dude right there must be Terrell's manager. Does not look like a coach. He looks almost like a bouncer.
Yeah, I believe his name is Big Luther.
Emphasis on big. And there's Big Luther picking the ankle, stomped in the hands, though, by Ice Williams, taking out his opponent, taken down by a jumping leg kick. A key distraction there created for Terrell Temple to regain control of this match. Now getting the better of Ice Williams up against the ropes, driving the knee up against the shoulder. So how much of Terrell Temple, JJ, have you seen before this point?
Not a whole lot. This is a new talent for me. I've only seen a little bit of Reality of Wrestling. Maybe I've seen him one other time. I don't recall seeing him too much, but Ice Williams I've become very familiar with through Evolve and some of the other promotions that the WWEID talents compete through.
And of course, we talked about previously how the Prime Minister of Evolve, Stevie Turner, has officially revealed the brand new Evolve Men's and Women's World Championships. You got to consider that Ice Williams will have his eyes on that prize, regardless of the result of this match.
Oh, yeah, everybody's going to have their eyes on the prize, but it only can go to one person. What I'm really curious about is how the tag team competitors are going to be faring here. Beautiful suplex into an immediate kip up there from Terrell Tempo. Great strength and agility there.
And Terrell Temple might be a little bit full of himself there. Jumping elbow drop right now. Gives me shades of Kenny King with this poppy circumstance. Here's the cover, hook the leg, and gets a 2 count.
But wouldn't you say he's got a right to be a little bit full of himself after something that beautiful?
Well, I mean,
great vertical suplex and then just no hesitation, just immediately kipping up.
It's all about having the tools, but it's also about if you have the tools to win. You can show about all you want, but what matters at the end is those 3 seconds, and confidence can be your downfall.
No question, no question.
Big uppercut again to Ice Williams as Terrell Temple right now, releasing all of that almost self-pent-up frustration and confidence seems against his opponent. Turning Ice Williams sideways. Ice Williams meets him with a right, blocks the right from Terrale. Ice Williams trying to get back in this fight. Ducks beneath the clothesline, off the ropes, and just throws himself into his opponent. Terrale Williams, Temple Rot right now, and Ice Williams trying to mount a comeback here. A little bit stagger-footed there. The Irish whip, reversal by Terrale, and Ice off the ropes. Back elbow strike, creates separation with Terrale. And off the second, oh! Beautiful neckbreaker takeover. Here's the cover, hook of the leg, and a 2 count.
Almost a modified blockbuster there, the way he springboarded off that middle rope and caught him with that neck breaker.
You're talking about Terrell Temple showing out Ice Williams right now trying to show. It might be literally a match where one man tries to outshow the other. Again, got to watch Big Looper on the outside. Terrell Temple, though, might be looking to hit a super kick, and Temple able to count it. Grab him in the dreads. And over for Catatonic reversal. Fight went for Schoolboy deep roll up. Whoa! Almost got him there.
Thought he had him.
He took down the heavy, but Terrell Temple able to catch Ice Williams. Oh! That might have cost off Williams there to the pay window. Goes Terrell Temple with the win.
Huge victory for Terrell Tempo over the WWE ID prospect there.
Yeah, and again, it was that momentary distraction. He ducked underneath the clothesline, took out Terrell's heavy, big looper for a second, and Terrell Temple was able to capitalize almost a catatonic into a flatliner. And Terrell Temple, you were talking about making a statement earlier. Big statement made against somebody already identified by WWE. WWE, are you watching Terrell Temple? You very well might be, or should be.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they're, if they weren't, they are now. Especially with this being a big opening contest in Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. We know Booker T, judge on LFG, commentator for NXT. Hollyhood, Hayley J.
Oh, I recognize those pink tips on that blonde hair anywhere. I never understood what women mean when they say they're the most bouge or bougie. Rochelle Chanel, I believe, calls herself that or something like that.
Lash Legend as well, the bougie badass or the bougie bully.
Fair enough. Bougie bully. Double B. Okay. There's a shirt waiting to happen. Especially since she's on her own. All the best to Jakara Jackson now.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I believe bougie is supposed to be like a high class, like stuck up, conceited.
Oh, okay. So, a Kardashian with proverbial ass versus a real physical ass. What?
Yeah, Kardashian. That's a perfect example.
You want to talk about
someone who wants the finer things in life. They're a little bougie.
Wonder if Cardi B's that. Of course, she'll be the host for SummerSlam. So stay tuned, folks, when we cover that, of course, in August. The first ever 2-night SummerSlam in WWE history. Can Triple H top what he did at WrestleMania?
Only time will tell.
Well, speaking of time, it looks like it's time for our next match of the night after that little hype up. And it looks like it's a triple threat number one contenders match for the Reality of Wrestling Women's Championship. Kaylia Capri from the Bahamas here. First time I ever see her in action.
Same. The Bahama Mama, they called her.
Why does Bahama Mama sound like literally a brand that you would drink at a tropical bar?
It is a beverage. I don't know if it's an actual brand, but it is an alcoholic beverage. Look at the flexibility there of the Bahama Mama. That nice standing spring up to the top and then the splits across the ropes like that.
She's definitely got a good athletic background to her, and we'll see how that comes into play against who I imagine is probably more experienced than her in Hollywood, Hayley J, and of course the Pink Dream, Alex Gracia.
Hollyhood Hayley J, of course, an OVW standout, multi-time OVW women's champion, one of the stars of the Wrestlers program that OVW did for Netflix. Made her debut in the National Wrestling Alliance last year at their anniversary show. Has been a active part of the NWA ever since then.
And of course, San Antonio, Texas native and very well known, Alex Gracia, also known as the Pink Dream, also has been a long term standout here at Reality of Wrestling. Definitely not the first time I've seen her compete here. Of course, I've seen her also compete, of course, in TNA and, of course, the days of AEW in its youth. And apparently, she was part of a group called the Notorious, which is no more, with the Poppy, Danny Limelight. So Alex Gracia now going into this thing on her own. Everyone for themselves. Ratings are underway. Triple threat match, of course. First pinfall submission inside the ring. You are number one contender. Schoolgirl roll up there by Hollywood. Now the Bahama with a Schoolgirl on Hayley. Quick pinfalls here so far by two of the participants here.
Straight right there from Gracia, rocked Hayley J and received from Hollywood.
About to say, now look at Hollywood now. Oh, nice trip up there to the Bahama Mama. Oh, and just rocked Capri. About to say, I mean, Hollywood Hayley J might know a thing or two about plastic surgery. Might as well give rhinoplasty there to Capri after that knee to the nose.
Jeez.
Oh,
now Gracia, nice springboard cross body there from Capri.
You're talking about her flexibility earlier. She's got a little bit of spring to her step as well. And of course, you're talking about how that title will be on the line later tonight. Here's the cover, and now that's Gracia by Capri. Gets a 2 count.
Almost close 2 count there. Back elbow there from Gracia drops the Bahama Mama.
And she almost lost her footing there off the second springboard there. Still got enough of it for a cover. Only gets a 1 count, hooking the near leg.
And she looked like she was going for a Cody cutter there.
Yeah, I think she misinterpreted the distance or the launch. And right now trying to trap Capri in a submission. But watch out for Hollywood with another vicious knee to the side ahead of Gracia that time. Now taking advantage. Cover on Kaylia. Gotta get used to that name. I'm not talking about the freaking alcohol drink. Kick out that too. The fact that I'm 99.7% straight edge and I know more about alcohol in the tropics is a scary thought. A trip up again.
Very scary.
Hayley J. There's more knowledge than I shouldn't have here. Oh! Knee to the back of the head. What a knee drop there. Right between the shoulder blades. Of course, Alex Gracia, former Reality of Wrestling women's champion. Almost a shining wizard of sorts. That knee just ran through Khia. Now Alex Gracia trying to take advantage, shoot the half. Messy cover here. Referee opposition. Unable to even get a 2 count. So far, JJ, all three of these women have been hot out of the box here. No let up.
Oh, yeah. I totally expect that from Gracia and Hollywood Hayley J. Capri was the unknown factor in this, the unproven talent to me. But to your point, all three of them very hot, very heavy, very determined here in the early goings of the contest.
Well, again, there's only so many opportunities you get to a championship. And of course, the winner of this match will be the number one contender and will have their eyes very closely on the Reality of Wrestling women's champion. Cover by Alex Gracia. Gets a 2 count there on Hayley J as Kaylia Capri has been neutralized for now.
To your point, we got the contest coming up later this evening as Khia Dream defends against Vert Vixen. And whoever wins this will definitely have their eyes glued on that match.
And Vert Vixen, of course, has been training out heavily out of the Rose Wrestling Association. Schoolgirl there by Hayley J out of the reverse of the submission 2 count. Answers Alex Gracia with a vicious elbow. Rocks her all the way to the ropes. And Hayley taking advantage. Nice German suplex. Again, the beauty of a triple threat, if you can get rid of one of the opponents and you turn this to a one-on-one match, that plays in your favor. There's less obstacles in your way. Oh, wow. What the
Huge
hell?
Superman punch there from Kaylia Capri. And
All
another
right.
one drops Gracia, excuse me.
About to say, look at Capri here with the split leg jumping drop kicks to both women at once. Capri's showing out here.
I mentioned her flexibility before the match even started. She's showing that and then some right
Oh!
now.
Went for a forward senton. Out of the way was Alex Gracia. Takes advantage of the cover. Oh, and a messy stomp by Hayley J. Breaks up that decision. Stops the 3
The
count.
referee's calling for the bell. What's going on here?
Wait. Was that it? I think you're right, JJ. I think a 3 count was rendered. I think Hayley J was there after the fact. So Hayley J, unfortunately, is not the number 1 contender. I believe your winner is Alex Gracia.
Going down for the ring announcer for our official word here.
Yeah, good. Yeah, because that might have been like a split-second decision there. A little controversial, possibly. Yeah, it looks like the winner of this match was Alex Gracia. Will go backstage. Hey, Emily May. And then speaking of the real Poppy, there is Danny Limelight. Well, Allday. That name sounds familiar. A little bit. Poppy Thor. I don't think you can mix Mexicans and Greek gods together.
Hey, never say never, man.
Look, Spartacus Ric Flair would have been more logical than a Thor Poppy. I'm just saying. What do I know, though? I don't know anything. Damn it. Well, Danny Limelight certainly seems confident.
When isn't he confident?
That fair point. Of course, like I said, I believe he is still the FSW heavyweight champion, former member of Team Filthy and NJPW Strong. And of course, we've also seen this man compete, I believe, in House of Glory. Looking to put the hammer down on his opponent tonight with the wrath of a Greek god, apparently.
Danny Limelight, also the former tag team partner of one Gino Rivera, Los Primos Riveras.
And of course, Gino Rivera will tell you, I told you so. And not a big fan of that sign, apparently. That had something to say against him. Again, congratulations, by the way, for those that are still confused. Alex Gracia did get the pin on Capri before Hayley J broke it up with a messy stomp. So, we'll see if we see more of Alex Gracia before the night's out. Danny Limelight exhibits so much of Rocky Romero.
I can see it.
All day, every day. Can you see that?
Yes. And here comes Will Allday.
Apparently the heart and soul of ROW here. Must be a real crowd favorite and one of the strongest, longest-term workers here in this company.
Pretty good pace so far. We're on our third match and we're barely 30 minutes into the show here.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, again, we're just moving along, okay? You're not giving me a bunch of, but then again, this is the independence. This is why the independence, the grind, should be respected more. And for those that doubt anybody that was on that grind, you don't know a thing or two about this wrestling business, and you misinterpret the trust you should have for the workers in getting to where they are. Even if they're not in WWE, AEW, TNA, HOG, etc. Bell rings, it looks like we're underway for this contest.
I mean,
Number
we
one,
did get a
Sharmell.
little video package and promo before the second and third match, but not so long that we're like, oh my God, can we
Yeah,
get on
shut
with
the
this
hell up.
already?
This is irrelevant. It's not anything worthwhile that I've seen 250 times already. Uh, F blank. I have no reason to say that so far tonight. Then again, like I said with Independence, I usually don't because at the end of the day, it's about that work ethic in the ring and keeping the flow going. And then having a break, of course, to talk about more merchandise in the upcoming shows. But that's when you only do one break.
Plus, it gives you an opportunity to kind of know the stories going into these matches when you're
Yeah.
not that familiar with the company.
Yeah, and also sometimes meet and greet with the wrestlers. I've done that before at Rondo's promotion up in Detroit in Same Wrestling Revolution, where I met Camille, why she held the Burke after defending it against Shauna Reed. Shout out to Shauna Reed. Go follow her, folks, in the social medias. After freaking spearing her in the next week. Up and over. Whoop. And Shauna Reed, of course, also was involved in Dustin Rhodes' Academy, former Rhodes Association Women's Champion. Oh, and Danny Limelight taking Will Allday down hard by the hair.
It's one of the disadvantages for having long hair. Trust me, I know.
Whoa, look at that. Nice snapmare there. Will Allday springs up. Oh, man, what a kick.
Like it looks good on camera when you're getting hit and everything because the hair flies and it's good visual, but it can also be a downfall because grabbing a handful of hair is something that a lot of heels love to do.
But again, it's also one of those things where it probably looks great for slow on replay. Swing and a miss. Bowman on the outside. Vicious knife edge chop there by Will Allday to Danny Limelight. And right now, both these men are literally fighting outside the ring. Of course, 10 count will come into play here shortly by the referee. This is a standard match, folks. This is disqualifications are in play. Up in the apron now. Good shoulder block there by Will Allday. Ooh, rocks him at Enziguri. Turns the referee around. Oh, and kicks that rope right up into Day's Day.
Heel 101 there from Danny
Ooh.
Limelight.
But I say there's some tension there, and I'm not talking about Danny Limelight's attitude as he drove all day, shoulder first, and the ring post following that. And it looks like it's going to work on the arm. Vicious arm wringer. It almost feels like that Danny Limelight and Will Allday with this animosity towards one another and also this awareness. This is not the first time they've engaged each other here in the ring or in ROW. Overhead shot there. And snapmare. Lining up the spine with a kick. Here's the cut. Oh, I thought he was going for a cover instead. Ground and pound. Just teeing off against Will Allday. Hammering.
Danny Limelight is looking to just humiliate Will at this point.
And once again, looking to wear down Will Allday.
Got to be careful with that sleeper that it doesn't turn into a choke.
I mean, again, Danny Limelight pretty much feels like he's already got this match in control, and this match shouldn't be happening at this point. He feels like he should already be back in the championship picture, according to what I'm hearing. Jawbreaker there, but Will Allday breaks the submission up, and Limelight takes him down with the elbow. Just ran his elbow through his jaw. We got to Poppy. He finally goes for a cover. It's a 1 count. And Limelight showing that old Latino heat here tonight against Will Allday, unleashing everything against him. Again, working that left arm. Can't remember the last time he used the armbar, though, for a win, but still might be something to consider.
Yeah, absolutely. Shades of the Miz there with that jumping clothesline.
Congratulations, by the way, to The Miz on his newest media venture as he will host the reboot of American Gladiators, coming soon to Amazon Prime. Stay tuned for more on that, folks.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today. Good on Miz there.
Yeah, I used to watch that show when I was once a wee lad. I mean, the
original. Same.
Oh, clubbing shot there by Will Allday. Didn't care so much for the reboot, though.
American Gladiators and the WMAC Masters. You remember that one?
Yes, absolutely. I felt like, honestly, those should have been constantly back to back.
Those were my joints back in the day.
And then, of course, after that was over, I was a Nickelodeon Games and Sports Kids. Oh, man! Brainbuster on Danny Limelight with Guts and Nick Arcade, Legends of the Hidden
Mm-hmm.
Temple, Get the
Mm-hmm.
Picture, Figure It Out, and, of course, Double Dare. The TV was so much better back in the freaking 90s and early 2000s, I swear. But at least wrestling seems to be a lot better in the 2000s, later
With
2020s.
Noah,
What?
huge Spanish fly there from Danny Limelight. He just springboarded from the ground to the rope, hooked Will Allday, and just beautifully executed that Spanish fly.
Good Lord Almighty, and both men crashed and burned on that deal with Will Allday getting more frequent flyer miles.
And Danny Limelight can't capitalize here. You got to figure if he was able to go right into that pinfall, he would have had this by now.
Edge of your point only gets 2.5 off the back press near leg hook after a shoe and a half.
Yeah, very lackadaisical cover, but I think that's all Danny Limelight could muster at this point.
I mean, again, look at Danny Limelight's face. He knows that he had the match won there if he was able to follow up on it sooner. Apparently, this is their second ever singles encounter here at Reality of Wrestling. Was looking to put it away. Went for a super kick. Blot. Spinning Sobot. Bends Will Allday over. Swing and a miss by Danny Limelight, though. Will Allday. Combination. Rock, though, with the Enziguri.
Big Enziguri there from Limelight.
Both men meeting, though. Both men colliding here. Same idea at the same time. Jumping knee strike by Danny Limelight. Will Allday right back. Booted again up against the ropes. Runs in at Danny Limelight with the elbow. Will Allday has shown me a lot of heart here against Danny Limelight. Got that tenacious attitude about him.
Very spunky.
An Irish whip, Danny Limelight reversal to Will Allday out of the corner. Oh! Spotlight kick of sorts, cover, hook of the leg, and a 2.5. Will Allday right now approaching the door towards victory here against Danny Limelight. Can he put away the radio popular night? Reality of Wrestling. What is it going to be? What is it going to take? Oh, and Danny Limelight ducks out of the way.
Very smart there. Limelight had it scouted.
Yeah, and he also went to the apron, which means you can't get a decision rendered out there. Will Allday trying to follow up, but again, the leg of the eyes, Danny Limelight creating separation, taking advantage. And what is Danny Limelight looking at? The ring announcer there, and Danny Limelight's got that. Is that the bell hammer?
It's the hammer he came out with, Noah.
Oh, jeez. Well,
Poppy Thor, remember?
Yeah, he did say, yeah, you're right. He was going to bring the ref of 4. Referee catching him red-handed, though. Arguing. Oh, no!
Steiner splash there from Will Allday. Drops the referee. Super kick rocks Limelight.
Well, the referee's out, though. Now what do we do? Will Allday, I mean, Will's going up top here, taking a big risk right now where anything goes. Limelight with the hammer. Oh, man, lights out!
Referee didn't see it.
And the ref, oh, come on, JJ.
Heel work 101. Danny Limelight was able to capitalize on the fact that the referee was dropped. Will Allday took the risk and it didn't pay for him as Limelight caught him with Thor's hammer and got the 1, 2, 3.
And sent him back to Helheim with that shot. He might have knocked a tooth out in the process.
And now Limelight just jaw-jacking, adding more insult to injury here over Will Allday.
Yeah, I think he literally knocked the tooth out of his mouth, and Allday is not moving. Allday literally is out for the day. That hammer shot directly on the jaw, a home run swing by Danny Limelight. Yeah, and I think he's coming too. And JJ, look at Will Allday's mouth. He literally is missing a tooth.
Mm-hmm. Toothless
Eek.
aggression here.
Well, he's not going to be smiling the same way again. Shades of what happened to Javon Evans, at least with less blood here, courtesy of All Eagle, Ethan Page. And who knows what's next
Question
for both those
is,
men.
question is Danny Limelight going to put that tooth under his pillow for the tooth fairy, or is he going to give it back to Will Allday for him to try and get that cash?
Well, I mean, the whole purpose behind Danny Limelight's attitude here, he felt like he shouldn't have even been involved in this match. It was costing him money to begin with. He should have been involved in championships. We go backstage to Emily May. Yay, Vert Vixen! One of my favorite gamers in wrestling. She really has. She's been grinding more than locations in Street Fighter. Well, player one, game on. And welcome back, Vert Vixen. It's always good seeing Vert Vixen wrestle. She's one of my favorites to follow on this the industry. And to your point earlier, JJ, we now know whoever wins this match, Alex Gracia, will be waiting for them to win that number one contenders triple threat.
Yep.
Vert Vixen to show that her power level is greater than what the Reality of Wrestling Women's Champion brings tonight as she takes on Khia Dream for the ROW Women's Championship. And again, it's great to see Vert Vixen back. Of course, this player of the game has been all over the world. Whether you want to talk about Japan, Brazil, Texas, California, America, Canada, Tokyo. Like in the blue and white gear, gives me shades of PlayStation. Different type of gear for every occasion. Different type of game console for every attraction and competition.
Here comes the Queen of the South, the Reality of Wrestling Women's Champion, Khia Dream.
And Khia Dream looking to be Vert Vixen's nightmare and also the final boss she can't overcome on this arcade tower. I've heard of Khia Dream. I've heard she's been pretty impressive here as of late in Reality of Wrestling. Not the first time we've seen Khia Dream in action either, according to our watch-alongs, if you remember VIP Wrestling, I believe.
Mm-hmm. We've seen Khia quite a bit between VIP Wrestling. I believe she was on the Ladies' Night card. And I also believe she was a part of some of the WrestleMania weekend stuff that we did.
And again, folks, thank you for everybody that tuned into all of our watch-alongs during that time. You all made that possible. Please feel free to go back and watch those back in the archives anytime. Both fan favorites here. As you see the referee holding up that beautiful Reality of Wrestling Diamond of Diamond Women's Championship. The crown jewel of the women's division here at Reality of Wrestling. Previously held by Alex Gracia. Bell rings are underway. Stiff Continental tie-up, and we'll see how far the health bars go down here tonight. Whenever I see Vert Vixen, I feel like I need like a virtual gauge of the health bars and the combo meter. Nice head block there.
I'm not a huge gamer, but even I get that reference. Taking me back to my Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat, Tekken.
I'm just going to say this right now. One-on-one fighters are such a common genre, overkilled in the video game world, that it still works to this day. You just named three of the most iconic. I mean, I go all the way back to Virtual Fighter and Dead or Alive.
Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, all the crossover ones.
Fatal Fury.
That Fatal Fury, of course. You could find
what was that other one? I think it was like called King of the Fighters.
King of the Fighters, yes.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. Sonic Fires, by the way, that was stupid. That game sucked. Oh.
See, I just remember the big old consoles of these in my college game room and putting my quarters in, playing those in between classes.
Cover. Yeah, about to say, yeah, and of course now you can find those sometimes in the arcade, and then of course Street Fighter, they have to be so complex. You got a joystick with 5 different buttons on there for each different action of a limb on a player. Am I getting a little bit of a gamer rant going on here? The answer is yes.
A
Whoa!
little bit. And hopefully we'll be able to level up here soon with some more of the Simply Reliable gaming once Walter returns to the brand.
And Vert Vixen right now dropping the elbow. Shoots the half, cover, hook of the far leg, and 2.5. We'll see it, Vert Vixen, of course, the journey woman, journey gamer of the business. Shout out to Leave It Base, by the way. See how much she's learned, of course, since being away from Reality of Wrestling. Like I said, of course, representative at Dustin Rhodes Association. I believe she is still the Rhodes Association Women's Champion.
Beautiful snap vertical suplex there by Vert Vixen, and then right into the lock there.
We should cover one of Dustin Rhodes' shows or tournaments here soon as well at the Survival Studios.
Hey, as long as it's on a streaming platform that we cover.
YouTube.
Oh,
His
okay.
stuff is literally on YouTube. Nice sunset flip. There's a roll up on. Oh, wait a minute. Vert Vixen not going for the roll up. Now stepping through.
Looking for a sharpshooter?
Possibly if she can turn Kaiji over, but Khia using the free left leg right now to create separation from player 1.
Then the thing just becomes, does Dustin have a show booked on a day that we've got something else already that we're covering?
It depends right now. Khia Dream catching away the ropes. Oh, and caught Vert Vixen coming in with a cutter.
Beautiful cutter and beautiful way that she caught herself in the rope there. Khia's got the posterior where she was able to just rest right there on the middle rope as she sucked Vert Vixen in for that cutter.
Yeah, Vert Vixen's combo right there failed to complete. And right now, Khia Dream in control, runs through Vert Vixen with the clothesline, now trying to follow up. Take her down the yellow bar, arm rigger, get to the midsection, rising knee strike combo. Off the ropes, second again, vice crossbody springboard. Here's the cover to retain a 2 count. This is so far my favorite match of the night.
I figured it would be because I knew you were a Vert Vixen fan going in.
Damn right. Ooh, took too long there. Good counter. Adrian on both of them in top position. Vert Vixen hoist her up. Look at that! Look at that! Took her down! Counter 2! Blue fireball also!
I don't know why you got excited, Noah. You know the rules. A blue thunder bomb doesn't get a 3 count.
We are not going there, JJ. But now the double underhook. It's a game over for Khia Dream. Khia Dream reversal. Messy jackknife sends the cover and a 2 count. Oh! Good vertical base fall. Running in with the sliding knee strike. Looking to finish her. And this could be it. Dun, dun, wait, inside cradle. Inside cradle. Shoulders down.
1, 2, 3. She does it. Khia Dream just stole that one from Vert Vixen.
5% health left, and she finds the one opening she needs to get the KO for the 1, 2, 3. And to your point, Khia Dream is still Reality of Wrestling Women's Champion.
Congratulations to Khia Dream on a hard-fought victory there over the more experienced Vert Vixen.
Well, still, respect shown amongst both these players here as player 1 moves on to the next level. Always going to continue. But congratulations to Khia Dream on a well-fought retainment. And now Khia Dream has Gracia waiting for her next to challenge her for the crown jewel of Reality of Wrestling. Very good match, though. Very, very fun match. I always follow Vert Vixen all the time. So, by the way, shout out to the pink and blue gear, by the way. I think that was kind of like Nintendo Switch-esque. And, of course,
I could be wrong, but I believe Alex Gracia is who Khia Dream defeated for the championship. So, Gracia going to get her rematch here coming up.
That is correct, because I was overhearing that. All right, well, let's see where we're going from here as we move on to our next match. That made me very happy. That made me very happy. All right, what we got here? Is that
Cappuccino Jones, baby?
Oh no! Oh no!
Cold brew.
Oh no!
Just
Oh
be
no!
thankful Walter isn't here to do the puns.
But you are! Oh no! Oh Lord, this guy right here has got to be fully caffeinated, I'm sure. Taking on
This is
Jack
a
Cartwheel.
Yes, this is a title tournament match for the WWID tournament that's going on.
Oh Lord.
It's double elimination. So once you take 2 L's, you are eliminated from the tournament. Neither of these men have 2 L's, so this is part of the tournament. We do have a match a little bit later that will not be part of the tournament when Marcus Mathers fights Sam Holloway. Holloway has already eaten 2 L's to be eliminated from the tournament.
Ooh.
It'll still be an official ID match, just not part of the tournament.
Yeah, fair enough.
And both these men have been tag team partners quite a bit here recently in Evolve and across the independent scene. So it should be interesting to see them face up against each other.
I'm about to say, how well do you know your tag team partner is the real key here when you finally go one-on-one against them. A man that is hyped all the time versus a man that flips all the time. Jack Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones. This is going to be an aerial clinic.
Oh, yeah. These
To your
two
point.
and Sean Legacy have been teaming together quite a bit.
And of course, folks, you can follow Evolve if you have Tubi. It is a free service. You can watch Evolve for the price of absolutely nothing, courtesy of the Tubi stream service. Check out Evolve if you wish. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday nights. An hour-long event as we see the future of WWE possibly evolve. And Jack Cartwheel, of course, seen previously in RLH AEW out of the California area. The name implies exactly what he does, folks, in case you don't know. And to your point
National
with how
Wrestling
special...
Alliance as well. That's where I saw him the first time, was in Billy Corgan's NWA.
There you go. Referee right now, of course, explaining again the importance of this match. To your point, this is about the WWE ID Championship that will be given to the winner. And of course, that championship will be defended across all promotions for WID prospects.
And if a non-WWE ID competitor defeats the champion, they will automatically get a WWE ID contract. So something like we had earlier with Terrale Tempo and Ice Williams, that could have gotten Terrale Tempo a ID contract if Ice had been the champion.
And of course, Cappuccino Jones and Jack Cartwheel, both these men are very, very determined to win that title. Cover here. Lara presses a 1 count. Don't blink. Whoa! Good flip. Escape out of the sweep the leg. Stalemate.
Yeah, this is definitely a blink and you miss something match. Both these men, very fast-paced competitors. Cappuccino Jones reminds me a lot of a young Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, not just from the hair, I imagine you're talking about either.
No, just the entire agility, athleticism, some of the moves that he does. And Jack Cartwheel reminds me of a young Jack Evans.
Good comparisons there. And right now, scouting Jack Cartwheel. Now might be looking for the mighty straw, but Jack Cartwheel escapes. Lateral press. Look at the far leg. The 2 count. As I watch the best Super Juniors, the fastest, strongest, most predominant junior heavyweights on the planet competing in the marquee tournament, of course, in New Japan Pro Wrestling. These two might give them a run for their money. Off the ropes. Good agility there by Jack Cartwheel. Cartwheels. I'm going to be saying that probably a lot here.
Probably so.
Split leg drop. And backflip. Caught looking for the... Oh! And knees driven down by Cappuccino Jones. Once again, looking for wrist control, and Cartwheel springs up, escape again. Deeper arm drag takeover by Jack Cartwheel finally grounds Cappuccino Jones for the moment. Good grief.
Yeah, I watch guys like this, and I'm like, if this is what the WWE has got in the pipeline, they're going to be in a really good place for the next few years. Because could you imagine either of these guys versus like a Javon Evans?
I mean, at this point, I'm just waiting for WWE to bring back the Cruiserweight Championship because you literally hit the nail on the head. Nice cartwheel escape. I want everyone to take a drink, non-alcoholic drink. Nice cartwheel escape again. Every time I say cartwheel. Nice backflip into a net breaker. Get a cartwheel counter going there. Here's the cover and a 2 count for Jack. And who knew cartwheel could be such an effective wrestling move?
Jack Cartwheel did.
But fair enough. I walked right into that one.
Yeah, you did. I mean,
Fuck.
it's weird because to your point, who would have thought it would be such an innovative and good offensive maneuver?
I
But
mean, I've seen
clearly
that.
the guy was
Ooh.
good at them. And it's something that you don't see all that often. So it's something different, something unique, something that's going to bring eyes to him. Run with that, man. Like that's the whole point of an independent wrestler is to find that niche, that gimmick that's going to make people remember you. And this dude doing cartwheels and some of this aerial offense like we've seen him do, people are going to remember that.
And right now, Jack Cartwheel trying to create separation from Cappuccino Jones. Around him with the jaw there. Oh, and Jones answers back.
Cappuccino felt like that was a bit of a cheap shot there.
And it might be a little bit of a aggressive nature coming out here. The sportsmanship might go out of the window because, to your point, one of these men is about to eat their first L in this tournament. Irish whip and cartwheels, rebound, cartwheel again, rebounds off the ropes, and what? Cappuccino Jones with the cartwheel.
And look at Jack Cartwheel. He's
Oh.
like, oh no, you didn't steal my gimmick.
Hey, you talked about before their tag partners. How well you know your tag team partner? How well you learn from them? You use their own evasion against them. And Cappuccino Jones right now getting the better. Irish whip up the ropes, caught into the Manhattan drought, catching cartwheel, drop kick.
Beautiful drop kick.
Just the half, hit the far leg, and a kick out of two. Whew. Cappuccino Jones is definitely showing me something that you don't get at your local Starbucks. If he gets I'm just going to call it right now. This is WWE's point to get a coffee sponsorship. It's going to be Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. Mark my words.
Well, you can't even say that because there's so many different coffees out there, you
Who's
know.
the biggest? Yeah,
There's
that's fair.
there's the Coffee Bean.
Oh!
There's Dutch Brothers, which has started popping up a lot of places.
And right now, that driver almost gave Cappuccino Jones one win over Jack Cartwheel and pushing Jack Cartwheel one loss closer to be eliminated from this tournament. Now trying to get up to the rope, losing his footing. Cartwheel takes the advantage with the enziguri. Kick to the side of the head. And oh boy, I sense disaster. Oh, Cappuccino Jones throws Jack Cartwheel off. And Cartwheel again. I mean, I remember seeing Cartwheel face Brian Cage and Gringo Loco prior to becoming a WID prospect. Spraying up the top rope of the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. And now hooking up Cappuccino Jones. Superplex! Oh,
Beautiful
man.
superplex there.
Can he drape the arm? Get the cover for the win to advance further in the tournament. Kick out two.
Man. Very close there for Jack Cartwheel.
I'm not sure how Cappuccino Jones literally kicked out of that. But somewhere, something deep inside him is keeping him brewing. Now up on the fireman's carry, rolling through with the Death by Driver, Spicoli driver, shaves the Mark Briscoe. And Jack Cartwheel again going up to the top rope. Look at Jack Cartwheel. Oh, wow! That looked like it hurt, though, at the corkscrew splash of sorts. Cappuccino Jones trying to take advantage. The waist slot. Now the O'Connor roll. Here's the cover. Sits in with the bridge. Ooh!
Cartwheel barely able to kick out there.
Look at the escape, though. Oh, that caught a German suplex. Turn him inside out there. Throwing him up like an accordion. Now Cappuccino Jones, the front face lock. Whoop. Ooh. Big super kick answer by Jack Cartwheel. I'm not sure if this match has a certain time limit as both men right now are down. This is literally a battle of one-upsmanship. This is incredible.
Absolutely. We talked
right
about it at the outset as partners. They know each other so well. It's a game of anything you can do, I can do better.
Right now, Jack Cartwheel grabbing the back of his head and neck, though. We're going to have to watch that. Handstand kick, wipes out Cappuccino Jones on the outside. Now Jack Cartwheel has Cartwheel up and over!
Beautiful aerial offense there. The cartwheel into the standing moonsault over the top rope there, taking out Cappuccino on the outside.
Perfect execution, 10s across the board from the judges, and perfectly called JJ. Now throwing Cappuccino Jones back inside the ring as Jack Cartwheel is slow to get back up to the apron. Catches Cappuccino Jones with the shoulder block. And delayed Tiger feint kick. Oh, and a big right wipes out Cartwheel. Oh, wait a minute. Now what is Cappuccino Jones looking for here?
Cappuccino flies.
Tope con Hilo wipes out Jack Cartwheel on the outside. Now bringing him back inside the ring. And Cappuccino Jones might be looking to fly. Are you kidding me? Oh! Split leg elbow drop, but nobody there to make contact with but the canvas.
And you notice Cappuccino doesn't have elbow pads, so that jammed right into the wood there on the mat.
He's lucky he was able to kick out of that still. Sees that function in his arms. Now the jackknife cover. Jack Cartwheel bridges out. Waist lock. Both these men drive position. It could literally be a flash pinfall here any second. And kick out too. Cartwheel. Oh, caught in the midsection off the cartwheel. Front face lock. Well, wait a minute. Hammer lock. Back swing miss. Oh, look at this. Got the leg trap. Jack Cartwheel got him.
Fantastic victory there for Jack Cartwheel.
Tremendous innovation with the inside leg capture and the arm underneath his body, literally trapping the entire right side of Cappuccino Jones, unable to pull the left shoulder up. Jack Cartwheel has handed Cappuccino Jones his first of 2 defeats in the WID Championship tournament. The crowd giving a standing ovation, and rightfully so. A phenomenal bout here of sportsmanship and aerial one-upsmanship with 2 incredible tag team athletes as they both cartwheel in respect. I guess that arm still works to a degree, JJ. That was tremendous.
Match of the night so far.
Yeah, right?
And I expected nothing less from these two when I saw they were facing off against each other.
I told you both verbatim. I follow Evolve a little bit as I'm a crazy man. I watch wrestling. Well, not 6 days a week because, again, you can tell how much I've slowed down here, folks. 5 days, 4 days usually. But the thing is, I look at Evolve sometimes because of people like Jack Cartwheel and Cappuccino Jones. I did not know Cappuccino Jones before Evolve. And after you all told me about him and I followed up watching him, those are 2 men to watch out, evolve through WWE if used correctly. Damn it. That was proof right there. That was friggin' impressive.
Give me those 2 against Fraxium.
I agree. Or the swipe right. I'm just going to say this, though. I just got to put it out there again. Stupid name.
Stupid name, but tell me they're not one of the best things on that program. Swipe Right are a phenomenal tag team.
I will give you that.
And they're a legitimate tag team, not 2 dudes just paired together like Cappuccino and Cartwheel.
Yeah, and I still say run for your money. Jack Cartwheel and Cappuccino Jones could probably outdo them if they wrestle enough times. Honestly, those 2 teams have a best of 7 series, and I could see it going all the way to Game 7, and I would be watching the entire thing of it. Some point we'll call and evolve, folks. Maybe when the first champion's crowned. Continue.
And Swipe Right, again, maybe a stupid name, but what a good way to have fingers on the pulse because it is something trendy that people understand the reference to. So good job by WWE to capitalize on that marketing.
It just tells me they're going to try more romance angles or get a sponsorship for Tinder for those desperate souls that can't find a real woman. Anyway, moving on. Looks like we're going to move on to our tag team contest here.
Yes, TNT. These are Devon Dudley's sons.
Yep, we've seen these guys before, of course, in ROH. You almost got me doing it. And freaking AEW. We've also seen him, of course, on other title match programs. Taking on the Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Fly Death. See what these two men are made of. Zilla, that's a name.
Mm-hmm.
But oh boy, whip! Here we go. As we saw in the pre-match video to your point, Gage, of how simple it is to tell the story. We, of course, saw Fly Death assault TNT backstage at one point when they were training in a ring.
And TNT wasting no time to get their hands on Fly Death. They want those tag titles.
The bell, I don't think, has been rendered yet because we don't have literally two legal men in the ring. Wow, an overhead throw.
Beautiful overhead belly to belly there.
I'm about to say, though, referee needs to get some law and order here out of the corner, though. Look at the strength. And right now, it looks like Terrence off the ropes. Springboard back elbow strike, almost a modified doomsday device of sorts, or hard attack, if you want to call it that. Netbreaker, good combination here by the sons of course, to your point, Devon Dudley. And the challengers taking firm control in what feels like the precursor to this tag championship match, because I don't think a bell's rung yet.
No.
Oh, no.
No, there's the bell.
Ooh. Well, Terrale, by the way, for those that don't know, if you're watching along with us, Terrale is in the white boots, Terrence is in the black boots. Terrence and Terrale, that's why it's TNT, in case you're all wondering. And I'm still going to probably screw up their names, knowing me. To your point, there's the bell. Dadgum. And right now, I believe Zilla is the one dropped on the outside. Oh. Yeah, I guess Zilla is the one with the weird hat thing on his head. Oh! And there goes Terrence into the ring post. Terrale getting knocked down off the apron. Yeah, based on that video package, I kind of expected this contest to be a little bit chaotic, a little bit, of discourse here. So this kind of doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, not at all.
Wonder how long Fly Dev has held these Reality of Wrestling Tag Team Championships.
Of course, for a little while, as far as I know. I don't have an exact number, but they've been champs for a minute.
And Reality Wrestling, of course, also has women tag team champions. I remember the last match, it was the Money Bees or Money Queens, I believe, that lost the Reality of Wrestling women's tag team championships. No idea who the tag champs are now. A side headlock right now on Terrence, trying to create separation here. Irish whip, reversal.
Zilla with the blind tag here on his partner.
Yeah, great tag team offense there into the dropkick DDT. Now the cover and a 2 count. Tag made.
Fly Def definitely isolating Terrence here, keeping him as far away from Terrale as humanly possible.
Yeah, and Terrale, you see him tapping the top turnbuckle. He knows he can't do anything unless he's tagged legally in this match. Of course, urgency has to come into play for the challengers. Championship's advantage here. Tom's going to change hands via pinfall or submission inside the ring. I feel another blind tag was made by the champions. Oh, no! Dropkick to his own partner. Hoisted up into Terrence's shoulder. Tag made a Terrale. Oh! The rolling Death Valley. Oh, man! And a spear on the ground and pound.
Terrale letting the emotions get the better of him here. Don't want to get disqualified in this title opportunity. You never know when you'll get another one.
I mean, didn't Devon do that, to be fair, as part of Team 3D at times? I'm just saying. Oh!
Yes, but traditionally when that happened, Devon was a heel, so it didn't matter if they got disqualified. They were
Oh!
still beating the shit out of their opponents.
Hey, fair enough. Nice scoop slam there by Terrale. Gets a 2 count. Nearly got the titles there.
At least in this instance, TNT appears like they're the baby faces and they are the challengers. You can't win the titles via disqualification.
Well, you know as well as I do, whether you're heel or face, especially when you're a baby face that's been assaulted or embarrassed by heelish champions, emotions can get the better of you, and sometimes be your greatest ally or your worst enemy, too. In TNT right now, the double leg takedown. All four men are back here inside the ring. Referee once again lost all control here, it looks like. Needs to focus on the two legal men, I believe, are in the corner. Wait a minute. I think the ref... Did the referee just throw out the match? What? Oh, come on, JJ.
Hey, referee doing what he's got to do. I was about to pose the question, when did the referee ever have control of the match?
The answer is the last second. The match has officially been thrown out. Challengers have been disqualified. Champions retain.
TNT looks like they're looking for some hardware, shades of their father and uncle.
And the thing, no one needed to tell them to get the table. And security now trying to stop this here.
I have a feeling whenever we get the next show, we're either going to get a no DQ match or a tables match.
Let's be honest here, bruv. It's the freaking Sons of Devon. They better do a damn tables match. And Zilla right now isolated with TNT while I believe Terrale up in the corner and Terrence hoisting up Zilla open palm strike. Oh no, don't do that. Come on. Oh boy, that's unnecessary. Oh man!
Big old Bubba Bomb through the table there.
Didn't even read him last rights. Okay. Well, whoa. Terrence Terrell are really risking fines and suspension here, JJ.
They're pissed. They were embarrassed. They were getting their comeuppance on fly diff. The referee threw the match out, then wants to try to come back into the match here after they've put one of the members of fly diff through the table. They got a right to a certain degree.
Well, there's a time and a place, and there's a way to handle business. And there always could be another opportunity, but I understand getting mad at maybe your opponents, but nearly assaulting referees and officials, you're pushing, your chances there. Let's see what this is about.
It's Chandler Hopkins. That's the former Reality of Wrestling TV champion. It's the man AJ Francis defeated for the title.
And that's the general manager, of course, Reality of Wrestling. Wait. Oh, he's not 100%? Uh-oh. He still wants to have his match, even though he's not 100%. He's got better. Oh, this isn't wise. I don't think I'm going to like this. As they try and clean up the ring here. Good grief. Well, that was a freaking car wreck and a half.
Literally.
Sure, they've had enough of those down in Texas. Oh, who is this? That's his gimmick, the shooter, and he's got bad ribs. That's not good, especially against a man whose finisher is a choke slam. So apparently, JJ, not only did you tell me this man's the champion, but according to what I just saw, he signed a release that waivers reality wrestling for any further injuries sustained to him during this match, as he's not coming in at 100%.
That's what I just saw too. So
Going out to the reality of wrestling television championship. Oh, urge to rant rising despite my half-tired demeanor. I've been good all night. All right, I'm trying.
stay good. Stay good.
He's
He's
that's
still doing the best work of his career right now. Give the man his props. You don't have to like him, but you've got to give him the respect he deserves.
a difference between respect and a difference between admiration. There's also a difference between frustration and a difference between congratulations. Okay, I will do that again, as even the half as tired, subtle, casual, simple, play by play, unbiased man will go down to introductions. I will remain in my decorum,
I
at least
mean,
while we're on the air.
think of it this way. Booker T had to see something in him to put the belt on him, right?
As he says, this is his show. If this is his show, it'd already be canceled. Oh, good grief. Usually the champions introduced last, you freaking idiot. I'm done. I'm done. I'm freaking done. I'm fine. I'm freaking done. This towering giant, of course, that was part of the finals of the inaugural TNA International Championship Tournament. And of course, the current champion, Steve Macklin, successful after a barbaric dog collar match last week against Eric Young, will, of course, get a new challenger this week. On
Former
TNA
digital
Impact.
media champion as well.
Exactly. Young gun Chandler Hopkins is going to have to bring out the whole entire revolver to freaking take down this guy.
Clubbing blow from AJ Francis to the back of Chandler Hopkins here.
Yeah, before the bell, I wouldn't expect anything less from this guy. The bell
He's
rings now.
smart.
Right now, Chandler Hopkins, though, fighting probably more on heart versus brains with the shoulder blocks in the corner to AJ Francis here. Again, Chandler Hopkins, everything he's doing right now, he still has to be wincing in pains. Of course, compromised ribs, compromises everything. Now Trad pausing the bear hug and immediately on the attack, trying to create separation from AJ Francis. Jumping knee strike, rocks AJ into the ropes. And a super kick sends AJ up and over, flopping to the floor. Watch out! Good gosh!
Suicide dive there from Chandler Hopkins. Looks like he took out the cameraman on the floor there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think that was a glitch. I think literally Chandler Hopkins went for broke and he didn't take AJ Francis out alone. And
Chandler
now,
getting AJ.
Chandler Hopkins again, though, caught off the moonsault from the apron. And AJ right now, oh no. Oh, jeez.
Lawn darts here sends Chandler Hopkins into the steel post. AJ rolls in the ring, breaks the count.
But again, he could win. He could hold on to the title via count out here, as we know here in reality wrestling. Of course, is standard 10 count for those that don't know versus those that watch other promotions we've covered. And of course, disqualification count out. All favors AJ Francis.
Referee up to 7.
Oh, jeez. It looks like Chandler Hopkins is slowly getting back inside the ring, and immediately Francis back on the attack.
Smart move. Make him regret the fact that he got back in there. Taped ribs, you could have just easily taken that 10 count, got counted out, lived to fight another day.
Well, I mean, he's already in the fight, so again, freaking intelligence went out the window right now. This is nothing more but pride here. Foolish pride. Foolishness, again, though, could lead to something here, as his ribs are being braced across that top ring rope, and a clubbing shot.
Thought he was going to go for the 10 beats there. Shades of Sheamus.
Yeah, so did I, but instead, I think he's looking for that massive knee in the corner here. And AJ hits it and flops up and over the floor.
It's not a flop if you go up, over, and land on your feet like you're supposed to, Noah.
He still flip flops, so you know what? I'm still going to always put the flop out there. Plus, flop starts with F. And right now, looking to turn Chandler Hopkins into a horseshoe. Flop will never not be associated with his name when it comes to me. Off.
Fair enough.
And hyperextending the arm there across the ring post, and Chandler Hopkins trying to fight back here. And Chandler Hopkins pop up. AJ catching him, honestly looking for an apron bomb, and Chandler holding on to that topper for dear life. Kind of with a kick. And Chandler right now looking for something else here, but again, Francis catching the leg, now hooking up Chandler again, and what the... Oh! Gosh.
Drops him right there on the edge of the ring apron.
And of course, where wood meets steel, as we talked about before. And again, we have to keep in mind, Chandler Hopkins is not coming in at 100%. He has compromised ribs. And any further damage he sustains, Reality of Wrestling will not be responsible for. He signed a waiver that waives that. And right now, AJ Francis is taking in his handiwork here. Might be looking for an easy payday. Up to 8. Up to 9. It's almost one of those things where I almost feel like that Chandler Hopkins is looking for respect. I don't think AJ respected him when he was the Reality Wrestling Television Champion. Now, AJ literally trying to rip that bandaging off his ribs. Again, further compromising the breathing here of Chandler Hopkins.
I mean, that bandage is just a target to somebody like AJ Francis.
Yeah, especially when you literally present that with no risk in play for the company. Again, I hate to say it, but AJ Francis has every right to do this. He's defending the title. It's a legal match, and Chandler Hopkins literally signed off on it.
Mm-hmm. As much as you may want to, you cannot hate on AJ Francis for taking this advantage.
Yeah, but again, I don't understand the thinking that Chandler Hopkins was thinking when it came to not waiting for this rematch when he was 100%. Bat drop suplex for AJ Francis. Former champion here, rinsing in pain, rising up. Here's the cover. Kicks out at 1. At 1? Wait. At 1?
The heart.
That foolishness, but I'll give you that.
I think Chandler Hopkins is trying to get AJ Francis off his game by kicking out so quick.
And right now, the Reality Wrestling Television Champion looking to wear down Chandler Hopkins here in this modified cravat. And Matt Helms and Charles and Nicholas Ferrante, good to see you all, and good to see everybody here for this retro watch along in the Super Reliable Studios. Again, here, folks, we not only look at the mainstream, we look at all the wrestling, but for the senton, and thankfully, Chandler Hopkins got out of the way. That could have really been it for that man.
I'm not sure if retro is the right word for this. Usually when I think retro, you think about something that's old.
Independent.
I think delayed watch along would be better suited since this is only a couple days old.
That too, but also we've only done this with independent wrestling promotions as of right now, since we've incepted all the wrestling, truly all ALL, all caps, into the Super Reliable Studios, which I love. So I understand what you mean. Nice combination there, the spinning soul, but again, AJ Francis trying to grab the ribs. Nice reverse hook kick there into the enziguri.
AJ Francis is rocked. Chandler Hopkins needs to take advantage here.
Chandler right now, to your point, trying to hoist the big man up. This is not wise.
No, especially not with those ribs.
Ooh, jumping knee. I'm not sure he got all of it though. Swing and a miss by AJ Francis. Handstand kick.
Beautiful handstand insecurity
Oh,
there. Rolling through, flatliner.
here's a Camille Hayes. Did he not miss? Kick out at 2. That's about probably as close as Chandler Hopkins had at this point to regaining his Reality of Wrestling Television Championship. But yeah,
Chandler
to do this
Hopkins
point,
taking that tape off now. The bandage, he has unwrapped it.
I don't know what Chandler's thinking with this here, as he's now trapped in the clutches of AJ Francis. That
Is
choke
AJ
slam
looking
here.
for that choke slam?
Oh no! What? Oh, was looking for a reverse run, and again AJ hoisting him up high and take it out in EDC.
I almost thought AJ was going to step through for a Styles clash.
Oh,
That would have been so good considering he's TNA wrestler.
oh my gosh, that would have made me ran out of this world. And also, that almost made me ran positively because Chandler Hopkins almost won there off that. Oh no! Oh! The shooting star press cover, new champion. Well, what the fuck? What just happened?
Somebody just grabbed the referee's leg there. Who is this?
Who the fuck's that? What? What?
I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Whoever this is just got Chandler Hopkins disqualified. AJ Francis retains. But I'm not sure who this is.
This Timu Virgil just fucked Chandler Hopkins? What the fuck? That's bullshit.
Well, you got to figure Chandler Hopkins will have a right to a rematch because he did win the match. He just didn't win the title.
Well, either way, AJ Francis is still Reality of Wrestling World Television Champion. We'll see how well that does in the ratings. Chandler Hopkins, though, a hell of an effort. I thought he had him off that 6-shooter shooting star press. I said he had to empty out the entire barrel. He did that. He just didn't have another revolver for another freaking target. To go backstage with Emily May. Mass Castellanos, right? Yes.
Dude gives me Santos Escobar vibes.
You're right. His second, it looks more freaking usable and useful than freaking Electro Lopez.
And that's not designed to be a shot at anybody, just for those of you guys watching along with us. Just trying to go off of people that we're familiar with, comparing them to the people we're learning here. But it very much gives me a Legado vibe here.
Mm-hmm. And I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what he's saying.
Right?
Damn it. Okay. You think this guy will be working for Dario Cueto?
Mm-hmm.
Did they just not show this? All right, well, we're figuring stuff out here, folks. Again, like JD was talking about, since we got a moment now, just want to remind you all again, as we do this now for all the wrestling, I already named several promotions that we do. Maybe soon we'll do stuff like Rhodes Wrestling Association. You can find that on YouTube. Pro Wrestling Eve. You can find that here on YouTube. I mean, Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. You can find it on Triller TV Plus. If
Yep.
you have a promotion that you think you want to see us cover, whether it's WID inspired or someone we might know that could be going to big leagues or going back to the independent wrestling scene that may have been recently released. Let us know as you all dictate the conversation. You all provide and PayPal the passions. Please super chat, support my friends, subscribe to everybody here at Suburban Studios, and stay tuned for our continued coverage of all the wrestling. As of course, later this week, we still have, of course, Beach Break from AEW. There is JCW, and I think that's it as far as the companies we're doing this week. And then stay tuned for, of course, your weekly dose of Saturday shenanigans and more stuff from there. As we, I guess, get ready now for our next match. What the hell was that?
JCW, AEW, House of Glory,
Yeah, House of Glory,
and GCW this
JCW,
weekend.
two different things. Anyway,
but speaking to your point of people coming back to the indies, it was announced earlier today, Wrestling Revolver on June 14th will feature Zachary Wentz versus Priscilla Kelly for the first time ever.
Oh, Jesus.
And it has also been announced that Elena Black returns to GCW for 5 dates beginning in June.
Let's see if she actually avoids being injured and remind me exactly why she used to be a deathmatch queen. How about that hot shit?
So,
okay.
To your point, announcements coming out today that some people that recently were released are already being announced for their first, once their 30 days are up.
Well, yeah, we saw that with Bea Priestley, of course, as she, the top Genjin, is back home in Japan wrestling, now joining the NWW Strong Women's Division brand, led by the new champion, so happy, Stardom's Asume, and she's already confronted Asume backstage following her victory. So it sounds like that might be our first match for the new champion. Date and venue to be determined.
And for some reason, Booker T is out here.
Well, he does own the promotion. I mean, for those that don't know, Reality Wrestling is literally owned by Booker T. And it looks like he has a microphone in his pocket. Well, this man doesn't know how to shut up sometimes, even if you don't understand him.
Oh, yeah, man.
Freaking thing. I don't know what the boss man here is doing right now. Always making moves here in Reality of Wrestling. Probably putting somebody into his pocket as his favor. With Booker T, you don't know what to expect in Reality of Wrestling. At least you know what to expect in NXT. Stupidity. This is the most weird match intermission I've ever seen. Is he going to speak or is he just going to slowly walk around here and waste my time?
Came out here for one reason.
Listen. All right. Okay, I'm good. Yes, folks, we're both standing dumbfounded. Or sitting dumbfounded. Who's that weird trucker dude? For one reason. My essay. I don't know if you've ever heard of a black Mexican. Anyway. Oh, I see. So this is related to Zilla Fatu. Said Zilla Fatu is dead? Highly unlikely in all likelihood. Hi, Aaron Riff. Say yeah, no to Q, folks, and stay tuned for Aaron Riff's recap of Monday Night Raw when it's Monday Night Riff. Well, what can I say? I promote all my friends. It's not
That's
about me.
right.
It's about wrestling.
All the wrestling, right?
Exactly. Oh, the wrestling. Oh yeah. And speaking of wrestling, another promotion that we didn't think about. Duh. Nightmare Factory. The freaking Rhodes Nightmare Factory showcases on YouTube. I didn't forget about
There
that.
you go.
Yep. There's all the wrestling, so many promotions.
It's starting to become an issue of having the coverage for them. You know,
Right.
so many promotions running on the same day and having the team to be able to cover things. So
Or at this point, have the audience spin a wheel, make a deal versus what promotion we cover that day. I know coming up, that might be one of the situations when we have a battlefield with battleground and double or nothing.
mhm.
Don't make me choose.
And I
Jimmy
have to
Hater.
work that day, so I can't even be there for one of the calls.
And you're NXT. Jamie Hater. I'm a hater. Will Ospreay and him and Page. Jordan Grace.
Hopefully Walter will be
Dot,
back
dot,
from
dot.
then and Ash won't have to work. And if that's the case, then we'll have it be you and Ash do double or nothing and James and Walter do battleground.
I guess only time will tell, but at the end of the day, I'm on the virtual payroll by my friends and what we choose to do and what we support, not necessarily what everyone thinks I should do or what I'm going to do. So stay tuned, folks. And yes, there will be super predicting for both those shows, as well as TNA Under Siege. That's your main lineup for Super Predicting. Stay tuned for dates and times. I'm pretty sure they will be the normal. Except maybe AEW, because that one at 3 p.m. was so much fun with Hannibal and DJ and you. I think Ash was part of that too. So that might be the new time slot for the AEW one. So we'll see. But again, stay tuned, folks. Super Predicting. Anything but. I should start putting that on the freaking trademark. Super Predicting. Anything but. Because it goes into a 2.5-hour podcast. Anyway, here's Will Austin.
But you wouldn't have it any other way.
You know, in a way, I hate when you're right, but for once, I'm glad you're right. It has truly become one of my favorite things to do ever as a wrestling fan and on YouTube. I don't know what the hell to think about this big bruja here, Jay Alexander, who apparently took out Zilla Fatu on Booker T's payroll and behest, taking on Will Austin.
I don't know much about either of these men. The only thing I know about Will Austin is he is the romantic interest IRL of one La Princesa.
Oh, really? You wouldn't think that the Queen and the King would have something in for this man then with this match. I'm just saying.
I don't know if it's acknowledged in storylines, but I do know that in real life, that is her man. So,
Oof. You might just set up a mixed tag team match for the control of reality of wrestling as we know it. Don't, ignore I said that. Ignore I said that. Is a Gary in the back of the head. And now, Will, up the second. Springboard cross body caught by Jay Alexander here, who clearly outpowers this man. Now looking to hook him up. Oh, my Lord. Whoa. Oh. Jay Alexander could have held up Will Austin all night if he wanted to, as he dropped him hard with the stalling vertical drop suplex. I thought he was going to turn into a brainbuster for a second. Putting the boots to the corner here to Will Austin. Oh, wait a minute. What's happening? What's happening? Huh? What the hell's going on here? I think they said that's Zilla Fatu's music, JJ, but I don't see him.
I don't see him yet either.
I see Zilla on the time trial. Oh, shit. He's alive! The Reality of Wrestling champion, Zilla Fatu's in the building. And I believe he's still House of Glory World Champion as well. Pop up, Samoa drop! Damn! Zilla unleashed here with the rage of Umaga.
Oh, yeah, man.
Uh-oh, and look out for that jumping Samoan spike! What a lethal hit! I guess Booker T didn't finish the job. Go figure.
Oof. Just saw that Samoan Spike. You're a little bit ahead of me.
I got you, brother. Zilla Fatu, far from dead, in my opinion, JJ.
Definitely. Liking that jersey, though.
Wait a minute. It looks like Zilla's got a microphone. He's got something on his mind.
Well, I know he's supposed to have a face-to-face here.
Is he going to say something real quick? See what the champ's got to say. Once the bloom of that really loses cool. And tonight is tonight. We're gonna handle business. You didn't just handle it right now? And the business Booker T. Is it the Jabroni friends? Is it the Jabroni workers? I guess it's the most polite thing you could say. Yeah, show in Las Vegas. Who didn't? Great for the Fatus. Maybe that's right most. Somebody looked up to. I wonder if I was his brother. Ryan Davison. Oh, okay. We're at the 1 hour, 42 minute, and 37 mark. And I'm guessing this face-to-face is about to happen right now, JJ, to your points. You all right, JJ?
Yep, I think I'm all synced back up.
Yeah, I'm literally just hit the 1 hour, 43 minute mark, so we should be good. I'm not sure what happened to you there. You must have had a buffer issue.
Yeah, there was a slight buffer issue.
Okay.
So I refreshed everything, and it looks like we're perfectly in sync now.
Good. You keep me posted that happens again. Don't you be silent on me, bro. That dude looks like something straight out of a biker gang that you would not want to see in a bar.
Yeah, definitely. The graphic, he kind of reminds me of Josh Briggs on the graphic, but seeing him here in person on the screen, I don't feel the same way. But that render on the graphic definitely gives a Briggs vibe.
He definitely looks more like a destroyer than Briggs, with all due respect. Just shorter. Really?
Giving him an apology.
What?
I'm sorry.
Bullshit. You don't know what's sorry.
Saw that coming. I'm sorry I didn't stomp your ass sooner than Las Vegas.
Yep.
Says he's the guy that built this place brick by brick.
Must be an OG.
I'm the greatest of all time. That's a bold claim there, sir.
Go.
Sounds like some jealousy to me there, Noah.
That's a massive statement of jealousy there. I'm going to look him up while he's talking just to see if he actually backs up his claim. Let's see, Ryan Davison, Houston, Texas, 40 years. Grizzled Roofless is his nickname. Okay.
I can definitely understand why.
Let's see. ROW. Wow.
I don't care about your culture, your family, or your bloodline, Zilla.
Bloodline name drop. Tribal damn respected professional wrestler at 440 matches.
You're nothing more than a
Damn.
social media influencer playing wrestler.
Damn, that's harsh. Been part of the promotion since 2013. So yeah, he's been here for a while, considering this promotion's been alive since 2006. He is an OG.
He's going to be the one man to put Zilla to the curb for good.
I wonder how many people actually have said that and failed. About to say, bold words here by Ryan Davison. Ryan Davison, who's been a previous 3-time Reality Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, held in his first run for 182 days, while Zilla Fatu has held this title just recently now for 31 days after beating Gaspar Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
Very well looks like Zilla Fatu might be looking at his first defense of his second reign as Reality Wrestling Champion against a very formidable former friend, now foe, in Ryan Davison. That's going to be a hell of a fight.
And we will more than likely call it whenever that happens.
Yeah, he's been a Reality Wrestling Champion 3 times, tag champion 4 times, television champion, Texas champion. He's done it all in this promotion. He is truly an OG. A bitter OG, apparently. Yeesh.
Well, I mean, when you've been here for as long as he has, and you see a young guy like Zilla getting all the accolades, all the opportunities, you've got a little bit of a right to be a little disgruntled.
Well, I mean, there's also one of those things, though, well, you should be proud of what you've built, and you should be happy that that new generation stepping up that you actually led and helped cultivate. So you would think he would be happy with that. Apparently not. He still believes that the future goes for him, and Zilla Fatu is blocking that way as we go backstage for Emily May once again. To your point, now WID match. Oh, so that's Sam Holloway.
Mm-hmm.
He's a tall boy. Hmm. Beat the respect out of him, huh? So how much do you know about Sam Holloway, JJ?
Just a little bit, what I've seen of him on Evolve and some of the other WWID stuff.
It's fair.
He's definitely an agile big man.
He's definitely an angry big man of that, too. As we wait for Marcus Mathers to make his way into the building. Easy for me to say, dadgummit.
Again, this is an official ID match, but it is not part of the tournament because Sam Holloway has already been eliminated.
Well, even though he's not in the tournament, he can still play spoiler for Marcus Mathers, who may have intentions on winning the WID championship. And of course, if he's injured and fails to compete his way through it, easier pickings to be eliminated. And again, we also have to consider, since you talked about both these men being involved in Evolve, they also have to set their sights, I imagine, on the Evolve championship. I'm sure a tournament and way they're going to decide that is to be determined.
I'm sure Marcus Mathers was one of those WrestleMania week MVPs this year, Noah. 12 matches over the course of the week.
Wow. Very bright incoming prospect, then, it looks like. Yeah. Oh Lord. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna say anything else. All right. I guess he didn't hear it.
I don't know what's happening with them there.
I don't know either. Let's just go along with it. Again, as we wait for this next match to start, folks, I hope that you are enjoying this coverage of reality of wrestling. And I gotta say, JJ, been a pleasure coming to see you for the first time, and we'll see what happens again. I definitely have been awake since Jack Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones, and Vert Vixen. This has been a very fun, well-paced show. We of course wait. I imagine what's going to be the main event, which is going to be Queen Sharmell taking on La Princesa, Tiffany Nieves. So again, if you all enjoying this, please like, subscribe, comment, tell friends, subscribe to Bag for Wrestling, subscribe to Rage Wrestling, Cast 18 Studios. Please support my friends, pay by the passions. If you want to dictate the conversation, super chat, as simple as that. It's pretty much every day this week outside. One day this week, we'll have some sort of watch along for you here at Simple Studios. As we get ready for our next match here with Holloway. I almost said Galloway for some reason. And Sam Holloway. Whoa! Well, apparently these two have bad blood against each other.
And no doubt,
And
Sam
Mark.
Holloway, one of the big heavies there on Evolve. He's done some work with the guys from Swipe Right. Huge
Oof.
Superman punch there from Marcus Mathers.
And Marcus Mathers right now, quick on the attack. Not even letting Sam Holloway get out of the freaking shirt before the bell rings.
You
Good
got to
stuff.
keep the offense fast and furious with a tree like Sam Holloway,
And the
especially
tail
when
of the
you're a
tape.
smaller guy like Marcus Mathers.
The tail of the tape, to your point, definitely dictates that. It looks like Sam Holloway not only out heights him, he outweighs him probably close to, I would think, maybe 30 pounds. Good drop kick, though. Sends Sam Holloway up and over to the floor. As Marcus Mathers right now gets the better in the early going. And right now, Marcus Mathers is waiting for Sam Holloway to get back in the ring. Referee starting his count.
Looks like he's up to 6 already.
Yeah,
7.
yeah, he's taking his time. But Marcus wants him back in, though. It does feel like, though, he's trying to, get Marcus out of his game, remove that momentum from, catch him with a knee, and immediately Sam on the attack now.
Well, yeah, if Holloway can slow the match down to a more deliberate pace, then it'll definitely favor him. If Marcus Mathers is able to stay on the offense and keep things fast paced, then that'll favor him.
Oh, man, did you hear that?
I did. That chop echoed.
Oof. Lining up the chest of Sam Holloway there. Marcus Mathers getting Gunther around for his money. And shout out to Pat McAfee's crazy ass surviving baptism by fire against the ring general. Irish whip reversal, and Sam Holloway runs in the corner. Marcus able to get out of the way, though. Now Marcus brings up to the second, to the top. Nice cross body. Here's the cover, hook of the leg, and barely gets a 1 count. And Marcus Mathers sending Sam Holloway up and over again to the floor. You see that motion etched all over Marcus Mathers' face tonight, JJ.
No doubt.
Uh-oh.
Suicide dive through the ropes, but Holloway catches him.
One guy hoisted up. Oh, God!
Power bomb on the apron there. The hardest part of the ring is noted multiple times.
Oh, that will definitely snuff out a rally.
But it'll also slow Mathers down again to the point I made earlier. You weaken that back, you're not going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot.
And again, Sam Holloway could play spoiler here for Marcus Mathers' chances on even winning this tournament. To your point, Sam Holloway is eliminated from the WID Championship tournament.
Yep, you weaken that back there on Mathers, then whoever has him next in a tournament match goes right for that back.
And now Sam Holloway hoisting up Marcus Mathers in the stalling drop. Vertigo suplex. Here's a cover.
Press.
And kick out of 2 off the lateral press. Now going for the rear naked chin lock. The sleeper hold applied here. And to your point, why Sam Holloway definitely has the size advantage here, maybe power advantage. It doesn't matter if you don't know what to do with it. He's also the least experienced WWE ID prospect, I believe, across the landscape right now. Double
Nice
underhook. Oh,
butterfly suplex there. It doesn't matter how little experience you have if you can impose your will and throw people around at your own beck and call.
and I think to your point right now, Sam Holloway just wants to demand that respect through his physical dominance. Jumping in the corner there and catching the top turnbuckle. I think he almost hit the ring post there. Messy back up, flying elbow strike by Marcus Mathers. Just throwing himself right now against Sam Holloway, creating any separation he can. Now springing up the second. Oh, and a DDT. The quick quickness there in the cover. Look at the far lane while grabbing the back. Yeah, it's a 2.5. Almost had it done right there, but again, I think favoring the small of his lower back, JJ, cost him. So damage clearly done.
Mathers going to the top rope looking for something here.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not sure how wise this is. Oh, wow. And Sam, good move to go to the outside of the ring, preventing whatever Marcus Mathers may have been thinking about doing. Get a little bit of a breather.
But he's also given Mathers an opportunity to get his breath and his back to not hurt as much.
And then he just got sent face first to that ring post. So, yeah, where's that moment of comeback?
Hey, it's still not his back. It would have been worse if his back had gone into there.
I suppose, as he just scared away the ring announcer who's... I never understand ring announcers that wear heels, knowing that they might literally have to run for their life. I'm just saying. What is he looking for here? In the timekeeper area? Clearly, but I mean, like, what? Is
you
it?
got a chair.
Well, I mean, that worked. I mean, at the end of the day, again, is he looking to win or is he looking to punish? Maybe he's looking to take a seat. Or maybe he's looking to hit a home run like Danny Limelight did. Whoop! Oh, drop kick. Face first goes the chair.
Referee not calling for the disqualification there. Mathers clearly just used that weapon to his advantage.
But technically, it was in Sam's hands. Marcus didn't touch it, so
he drop kicked it. Of course, he touched it.
His not with his hands, though. The circumstances. Well, now he's touching it, and again, to your point, if Marcus using that chair, he could risk disqualification. And why this isn't a match regarding the tournament, is it worth it? And Marcus don't want to win like that. Marcus does not want to win that way. Meanwhile, double A takedown, the cover. Oh, he's got the legs on top rope. Oh, come on.
Referee didn't see it. Holloway able to steal one here.
He literally used his height to his advantage for leverage, hanging his feet across the top rope on the roll-up, and literally steals the victory from Marcus Mathers in that moment of innocence.
Honestly, I'm kind of happy for Holloway because he tends to lose quite a bit. So to see him actually get a victory as cheap as it was.
Oh! And well, I guess Marcus is a sore loser here and literally did not appreciate Sam Holloway's poor sportsmanship. I'm not going to lie, though. I think that chair shot was more justified than the dropkick one.
Fair enough.
Well, either way, Marcus Mathers loses against Sam Holloway, but gets the last shot in. And we'll see how well Marcus does, I'm sure, in the WWE ID Championship tournament to come. Or, I guess, still going. Actually, for him, still to come. Again, I have no idea what the bracket is or the next matches or whatever. And I don't think they even gave us a clear picture. But who knows? Still, Marcus Mathers might be a guy to watch out for. And Sam Holloway looking to command respect. Respects are not given. Well, what's this? Desert? Max Castellanos. Oh, that match. The Max Castellanos. Come on, Armando Alejandro Estrada didn't even smoke indoors. Give me a break. It looks like literally illegal for Mexico. So I guess this is a return match according to what I heard here, and Matty Ice has a victory over this guy.
I do believe that is accurate. I forget what show it was that these two met at last. I feel like Walter and I saw that match, but I don't remember which one it was. But here comes Matty Ice.
Clearly a crowd favorite, it sounds like. Matty Ice looking to cool off Max Castellanos and that cigar for that matter. Again, I know nothing about this, so this is one of those matches that I'm just going to be like, shooting the breeze.
Hey, that sometimes that's what makes it even more fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, it's almost like a study. I was saying, Matty Ice looking very well in peak shape here, though. Really doesn't miss gym day, it looks like.
Right?
Out of Chicago, Illinois area, it sounds like. And again, as we talked about before, you all may have called this, so Max is looking for a comeback. What the hell? I'm not even sure what that chant was about. That was more confusing than yeet, but okay. Bell reigns are underway. And stay tuned, folks. We cover Saturday night's main event, where main event Jey Uso will defend the title against the Maverick, Logan Paul. Clubbing shot there. Of course, suffering in Raw's division, still has his eyes set on the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Whoa, a bat body drop by Matty Ice. That made it look very nice. But can he do it twice? Right now, slingshot, almost arm drag assist with the top rope to Max Castellanos. And Castellanos, Alanos, phonetics. Uppercuts here in the corner by Matty Ice. And I say, it's one of those things where I look at uppercuts sometimes delivered by wrestlers. They don't even necessarily hit the chin. They hit the chest. And I do wonder if that's just as effective or is that less effective?
It's a good point.
I still say the best uppercut in the business, by the way, is Claudio Castagnoli. Don't at me.
No, I won't.
Similar size build, tell the tape here. I would also look at here, JJ, even though the moxie of Max Castellanos here might be what helps him. Also, we don't know much about his second that has escorted him. Has that second, I mean, again, you said you've seen this guy before. Has that second come into play at all?
I don't remember.
Oof. Cover, though, the near leg. Former two-time reality wrestling champion, apparently. Eee! Man, some of these shots are hitting hard.
No question.
And again, it's something, I don't know if they got like a storm out there like you all have sometimes out there in California. Yeah, since they are in the desert, but the screen blinking out black twice. I mean, seriously, guys, get your crap together. Knife edge chop. And I'm about to say, if Max Castellanos loses here, what the hell is he going to do? Go back to Mexico?
Quite possibly. I mean, this would be the second defeat at the hands of Matty Ice.
Cover here off the scoop slam and a 2 count for Castellanos. And Max Castellanos, I will admit, that was a very nice power slam. Thought that was 3, but it was not. Again, losing a Texas championship probably hasn't helped with the ego of Castellanos.
No, not at all.
Overhead shots right now. Matty Ice fighting back here, rocking Max against the ropes. The Irish whip. Oh, and catching him with a neckbreaker. But I think Matty Ice hit his own head on the way down. Almost one of those things where you get your opponent with a neck breaker. Do you put any whiplash in your own neck in the process?
Always.
And right now, Matty Ice back to his feet, feeling something. Clothesline takes down Max Castellanos. And again, getting better of Max hoiking him up. Bit of a bookend there.
Shades of the owner of Reality of Wrestling there.
And right now, ooh, nice elbow strike there.
Ice pick elbow there from Matty Ice.
Ice pick elbow. Fair enough. And then hook up in the fireman's carry. And again, taken out though with the elbow side of the head. Clothesline up and over. Goes Castellanos to the outside. Then Matty Ice right now checking his mouth and going to the outside of the ring. And what's about to happen here? Oh! Ribbon into the apron as Castellanos takes advantage of man on the outside. Another vicious knife edge chop. Referee count, of course, up to 3 right now. Both leaving on the outside of the ring. Looking to Sam face for still ring steps. Matty able to counter those since Castellanos in the still ring steps. There's someone with a Cappuccino Jones WID shirt, I believe. Custom made, probably.
Possibly.
I just saw that there. And what? Alexa, what are you doing?
Trying to hope that he won't hit a woman here.
I think Matty Ice is a gentleman. And Alexa, oi! Okay, just lift her out of the way. Oh, and she stepped backwards and broke her hip. This is what happens when you wear heels, folks. Oh!
Right in the mommy daddy button.
A dreaded low blow. Ice cold by Castellanos. And now taking advantage. Oh! Is a cover hooking of near leg, and Castellanos steals it.
These men now one apiece here in their rivalry. Got to figure the rubber match will come sooner rather than later, Noah.
Yeah, leave it to somebody like this Bruja to use his own para to get the freaking victory. I think Alexa literally faked a trip. And I don't think Max even knew what the hell happened there. He just knew that he had Matty Ice and the referee's back was turned, and he hit him right up there in the huevos. And Max Castellanos hoisting up Alexa, who, again, I guess she was wearing heels. You know what? This goes out to every woman out there. If you're wearing heels just for fashion appeal, you're foolish, knowing that you could literally trip and apparently twist your ankle. As we get ready now, I believe, JJ, for our main event with this field package.
Mm-hmm.
Promise?
Here she comes, Noah.
Oh, I'm not going to even be play-by-play on this. I'm going to tell you all right now. There's a reason why we're here. And with all due respect to Reality of Wrestling, he's going to give you the tail of the tape to this, and the reason why we are talking currently to somebody that this man recently interviewed, as we now call our main event. It is Sharmell versus La Princesa. Tiffany, JJ, take it away. It's all on you. Bring us to speed on this match, and bring us your thoughts on La Princesa's mindset in challenging the queen of RLW.
Well, as far as bringing us up to speed, I mean, this all goes back to the interview I did with La Princesa, where I had asked her about doing something with Sharmell. She told me she had a phone call she had to make because I had inspired her. And the next thing I know, she's in the ring, calling out Sharmell, insulting her, assaulting her, pushing her down to the ring. She was suspended from the company, not even allowed to come to training. And it's all built to this: La Princesa Tiffany Nieves versus Queen Sharmell.
It's one of those things, though, JJ. A princess commands respect, demands it. A queen already earns respect based on where she stands on the throne. And clearly, La Princesa Tinueves believe that she should be the one wearing the crown here in ROW. Uh-oh. Ooh. Hey, come on. Show some respect for the princess, you freaking heathens.
I didn't steal Sharmell's crown. I claimed it.
Hey, sometimes you take the throne by force.
This crown is the first of many things I'm going to take. Titles, legacies. Going to give Sharmell one more chance.
Oh, my. Good grief. The audience is not... This audience is not looking to bow down to this queen. I'll tell you that much. Or should I say princess?
Going to give Sharmell one more chance to come out here and bow down to La Princesa.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably the best thing Sharmell can do is humble herself before Tiffany. She hasn't been in in-ring competition for 15 years. Oh, wait a minute. I mean, maybe it should be kind and cordial as here comes Queen Sharmell as she so eloquently calls herself.
I knew you were going to be running around here doing some silly stuff like stealing my crown.
I would say borrow it.
You're playing checkers. I'm playing chess. In chess, the queen stays protected.
As someone who plays that, I actually understand that. That's correct.
Let me remind you what I told you.
What? Promise? Wait, what? The chosen one? Huh? Oh!
Promise Braxton is returning to ROW.
Oh, shit! You want to talk about a queen next heir? Promise Braxton is the chosen one of Sharmell. I don't think Tiffany Nieves was expecting this, JJ!
Oh, no, she wasn't. She was geared up for Queen Sharmell. Huge clothesline there from Promise Braxton. Drops La Princesa, followed by clubbing shots to the back.
And you only can imagine what freaking Promise Braxton thinks of how she's treated Sharmell and the ROW women's division.
Absolutely. Irish whip sends La Princesa into the ropes. Promise Braxton scoops her up. Nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker there by Braxton.
This is unfair. I mean, how can Tiffany expect this? She was not expecting this at all. She was not expecting competing against the former ROW two-time Diamonds champion who hasn't held the title since 2023.
This is totally unfair. I am dumbfounded by this. Sharmell Sullivan, what a punk.
And leave it to somebody up in higher power to freaking have the peasants work for her or a freaking own court. And Tiffany Nieves right now needs to regroup here and rethink against a very fired up Promise Braxton. Now Promise is throwing everything so far against Tiffany Nieves.
Grabbing La Princesa by the hair, trying to suplex her into the ring the hard way. La Princesa able to resist. Nice neck breaker there. Haynes promised Braxton up on the top rope.
This is also not the first time these two have faced each other here in RLW, JJ. Promise Braxton previously faced him in Nieves back at Rise to Wrestling Royalty in October 2024 and got the better of La Princesa that night. Oh, the DDT.
Gorgeous DDT by La Princesa.
Oh!
Goes for the cover, hooks the near leg. Only a 1 count.
Oh, come on.
Mounted punches here by La Princesa.
And of course, the last time these two shared a ring together, it was for the RLW Diamonds Championship, of course, that we saw successfully retained earlier tonight in Fatal 4-Way action in November 2024, where Chanel won that night against Alex Gracia and these two. And let's keep in mind why Alex Gracia is the number one contender. I would think that these two would also be very, very invested in that women's championship match. Oh!
Nice pump kick there from Promise Braxton. Drops La Princesa to the mat. Hook the leg. Gets a 2 count.
Again, we haven't seen Promise Braxton here in Reality of Wrestling, though, in quite a little while.
I've never seen her in ROW.
And it's a whole lot's changed since we last saw her here. She hasn't been involved in this promotion since November last year. Especially all the women that we've seen tonight. We saw Vert, Vixen, Alex Gracia. We saw, of course, the champion right now in freaking Khia Dream. We talked about
Hollyhood, Hayley J.
Yeah, the Reality of Wrestling women's tag team division that was not even in play here tonight. Of course, Promise Braxton follows a legacy of champions, including Roxanne, Rochelle Rose, High-End, AQA, just to name a few. Oh!
Nice spinning side slam there by La Princesa. Drops Promise Braxton. Hook of both legs. Gets a 2 count. And Nieves can't believe she didn't put her away there. This is some punk-ass shit by Sharmell.
Well, I mean,
you started this shit, you need to finish your shit. You need to stand by your stuff. And if you're going to come out here and you're going to try to stand up to somebody the caliber of La Princesa, you better be ready to stand on business. And Sharmell chicken shitted her way out of this.
But to be fair, a queen is supposed to sit on a throne. She forces everyone else to her command. She demands respect. She demands order. And unfortunately,
correct me if I'm wrong, Noah, a queen is the most powerful piece on the chessboard.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that Promise Braxton is nothing more than a pawn to her.
Exactly. And would you expect anything less? Shoot, a queen has 8 pawns that defend her, all right? This is only one of them. Tiffany is on the opposite side of the board, trying to cross over.
Nice snap bear by La Princesa and a knee to the back of Promise Braxton.
Uh-oh. Ooh, man.
Promise Braxton gets right back up, chop to La Princesa, snap bear of her own, kick to the back.
I'm about to say, La Princesa, though, can also be a little bit local if you piss her off. I'm just saying.
It's part of why I like her, Noah. I dig crazy chicks. Both women chopping each other back and forth here. Nice arm wringer, side kick from La Princesa.
You are a strange man, JJ. Oh!
You know what? I don't want to hear it. I've heard you say you dig crazy chicks too, okay?
I didn't say Latinas. I said crazy chicks in a different context as both women crash in the ring. And there's a different form of crazy when you think about the bunny, and the freaking women in Joshi Pro Wrestling like Susan Suzuki leading new factions like La Vida Loca, which literally is freaking translated to the crazy life. Anyway, that's all different.
Braxton trying to get back into this, willing herself back up, pulling herself up by the ring ropes there.
And Tiffany should hit her harder.
Clotheslines drop La Princesa, center of the ring. Nice leapfrog. Running clothesline drops Tiffany Nieves and a kip up by Braxton.
I'm about to say, though, if there's any advantage Tiffany has here, Tiffany's been here more recently than Promise Braxton. So, again, we'll see how well Braxton gets back to familiar territory on behalf of the queen. You almost would think that Sharmell thinks that Braxton should be the next heir to the throne. Again, Promise got to go through a whole lot here to even be considered for the Reality of Wrestling Women's Championship, let alone Queen Sharmell's crown.
Yeah. Promise Braxton got a near fall there on La Princesa. Not sure what she did to set up that pin because it cut to black real quick.
Yeah,
Now she's got her
fantastic.
set up for a gut wrench. La Princesa counters, standing swish, shoves her into the ring corner. Back elbow by Promise Braxton. Springboard cross
Ooh!
body takes the ref out.
Yeah, easy for you to say as the referee got
Yeah.
wiped out. Bleh.
Nice spine on the pine
Oh!
there by Tiffany Nieves, but the referee is
Oh, come
down.
on!
And Tiffany Nieves once again got screwed here.
Look, Tiffany is in the right here. She had a clear pinfall victory here tonight at Reality of Wrestling, okay?
And if we're being honest, this match probably would have been over already if she had gotten her hands on Sharmell like she was supposed to. Speaking of, here comes the queen to the ringside area.
Say her name.
Grabs Tiffany Nieves by the leg, pulls her down.
You're not a legal competitor. You can't do that. Oh, boy.
Now, Sharmell slapping La Princesa.
Ooh.
Throws her back into the ring here.
I'll have no fury like a black bitch scorn.
Scissors kick. Booker T axe kick there by Promise Braxton.
Oh, boy. I think I know what's coming next, JJ.
Power bomb. 2, 3. That is it. Promise Braxton just put away La Princesa.
With a broken promise.
Bullshit.
Well, you say bullshit. Sharmell says all hail the chosen one. A return for Promise Braxton on behalf of the queen of ROW. Sharmell with the victory inadvertently over to Nieves thanks to Promise Braxton.
Bullshit.
The audience apparently doesn't agree with you at all as they welcome Promise Braxton back home in what was, whether you like it or not, a stellar performance.
Look, I'm not so mad that Promise Braxton came back home. Good for her. But Sharmell was a punk bitch in this match.
I guess when you're, 15 years out of the ring, you don't feel like you have a reason to go back anytime again.
Look, wise man once said, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. And Sharmell had no problem starting shit with La Princesa, but she had a hard time there backing her shit up.
I mean, to be fair, it was to Nieves that called Sharmell out first. So wouldn't you think that Tiffany was the one that gave, the first shot fired? It was just Sharmell that delivered the final shot.
Tiffany may have instigated, but when you are in upper management, you should be able to handle yourself better.
Lead by example, right?
Exactly.
Well, either way, I'm embraced by Sharmell and Promise Braxton here on the apron. Promise Braxton gets the Queen's business done tonight. Checkmate for Sharmell. The Chosen One returns home at ROW with a win over Tiffany Nieves as Reality of Wrestling concludes. For the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams and Noah Fawcett, this concludes this delayed watch-along presentation. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. And to Tiffany Nieves, she's a crazy bitch. She's going to be back for revenge, and she's going to snatch 2 bitches because of that. Guarantee you.
Yeah, I can't wait for Tiffany to get her ultimate revenge on Sharmell and now Promise Braxton. This is some bullshit.
The controversy abound that the freaking just runs the wrestling business into the ground. Go figure.
Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, as we cover JCW Jersey Championship Wrestling. I believe the main event for that one, let me double check real quick as I do have the graphics made up and everything, but I believe the main event for that is going to be Masha Slamovich versus Timothy Thatcher for the JCW Championship.
That's going to be interesting. Of course, JCW, GCW, it's always crazy when those two companies collide.
Mm-hmm. Also have Billy Starks versus Zeta Steel, another WWE ID prospect. So it should be some good stuff for that one. Then Wednesday, AEW Beach Break.
Yes.
Noah and Question Mark will be doing commentary as James has other commitments that he forgot about. So we'll have to see who we can rope to get you with that, or maybe you'll just have to Joey Styles it again.
It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last. I guarantee you. I'm a crazy man. And of course, that night we have John Moxley versus Samoa Joe in a steel cage. That's crazy in itself for both of those crazy matter efforts. And Sky Blue returns home not only to Chicago, but to AEW, looking to choke out someone that's timeless and to others yet to be announced, along with so much more. So please stay tuned for more on that.
Absolutely. Friday, House of Glory, Waging War, which occurred last week on Friday. So we'll be doing that show. And then we got back to back GCW shows this weekend. So just make sure you guys tuned in, like, subscribe,
Subscribe.
and make sure you're here for all the content. Noah,
Oh,
thank you so much for joining us for this ROW event tonight.
my pleasure.
And I hope everybody watching at home enjoyed it. Until tomorrow, when James and I will be here for JCW. Thank you all for joining us and have a good night.
Have a good night, folks. Tiffany was screwed.